Welcome back to the IMCA TV DirtCast, where today it's all about sprint cars. It's 410 day.
Well, really, Jerry, it should be
305
day.
Well, I mean, you get a 3. Well, you could do 3. Well, that would have been in season 3, though, on the 5th episode.
Yeah.
Let's rewind it back and start over with that.
We raced right past that one.
Yes. So it's a lot been going on. It's been a while since we've been here, which I guess is
You're welcome.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Everybody's ears have not bled as much as Jim's background here lately, so been a lot of racing.
That's right.
There's been a lot of
I
rain.
thought somebody hit him with some tomatoes.
That's a fork to the head.
Yes.
A fork.
That's right. For those who don't think wrestling's real, take a good look.
Oh, it's real.
Can't believe you watched that stuff, Jim.
Yeah, when they have an accident, it's real.
I still can't believe
That's
you
right.
watched that stuff. Hey, Hulk Hogan died.
I know.
Let's hey, before we start,
What in the heck?
moment of silence,
Yeah.
everybody.
No more brothers.
Brother.
Okay.
Isn't Randy Macho Man Savage dead too?
Yeah, he
He's
died a
dead,
long
too.
time ago, though. He died a while ago. Malcolm Jamal Warner died.
Ric Flair.
Ozzy Osbourne
Ozzy
died.
Osbourne.
Ric Flair is still alive though.
Yeah.
Ric Flair's still alive.
Ric Flair and Keith Richards is still alive.
Yeah, how did Ozzy die before Keith Richards?
Well, he lived to 76. It was a good, clean living. He lived so long.
How did Ozzy die not decades ago?
Especially when he bit
Right.
the head off the bat in Des Moines.
Were you there, Jerry?
I was 3 when that happened. You were like 73 when it happened, though.
Yeah.
Strapped up.
Like
wrapped
Ozzy
up a
Osbourne
lot.
just did a concert somewhere.
Yeah, like 2 weeks before
Yeah.
his death, he did his final concert.
It's kind of like Coolio. He did a concert in Waco, which I was at.
You were at the Coolio concert.
I was at the Coolio
Did
concert.
you write on that fantastic ride?
At the backyard in Waco. And he went home and died like the next weekend in L.A. or wherever he was from, wherever he was living.
Did you save your ticket?
I did not.
Get
I didn't even get meet and greets with Coolio. I got meet and greet with Vanilla Ice, though.
Oh, I remember. We saw
Ice,
that.
Ice, baby. That's fun. It's fun to do that kind of stuff.
Oh,
We
boy.
get Vanilla Ice to sing at Super Nationals.
He probably would. Probably cost a lot of money, though.
Yeah.
It probably cost a good $75, $80.
You even know who Vanilla Ice is, Jim?
I know Vanilla Ice because he doesn't do country, so of course I know.
Oh, that's right.
Jim's into 2 kinds of music, country and western.
Cody Johnson.
I-
You know who Cody Johnson is, Jim?
Play for the Celtics, doesn't he?
No, he races a sport compact. When in doubt, they have to race a sport compact.
When are you going to run one?
Sport compact?
Yeah.
That'd be about never.
Okay.
You never raced
You
one
know-
of those, did you?
No, I haven't. I never even hot lapped a compact.
Is Kennedy going to start her racing career in a compact?
Oh God, my daughter's got the racing fever.
Yes, she
I don't
does.
know
I've
what
seen
in
her
the
more
world
this
is going
summer
on.
than anything. Seen her
Yeah.
more than you.
She's getting rides to Marshalltown and going to Marshalltown, and then she wants to go to Boone, and I don't even want to. I don't even want to go, but I end up in Boone.
You were
That's
there
where she
last
wants
week.
to go.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were.
there last week.
I dang near snapped a picture of you in a particular pose in the pit shack, and I was like, "That's probably shouldn't there."
What the hell does that mean?
What was he
Particular
doing in the
pose.
pit shack?
Well, he was sitting in a chair and he was talking to his wife.
Why would that be?
I'll explain it off
Was
there.
that with or without the cops there?
The cops came later, Jim.
Whoa, yeah. The cops came later. I think they came after.
That was the end of the night.
They came after a balancing act or something. Somebody fell.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least they didn't bring
Never
their
a dull
dog with them,
moment.
so,
Never a
so
dull
Jerry
moment. at Boone
could Jerry
Speedway.
could pet the dog.
Dogs are. I like dogs.
Come here, boy.
Anyway, dickhead. Here we go. What should we talk about?
Yeah, what are we going to talk about?
There was a lot
Well,
of racing.
it's
stuff.
been-
When was the last show we did? What was the
That's a
date?
really good
First
question.
3 weeks?
It was right after the Dakota Tour, wasn't it?
No, I don't think we've
Right
talked
before.
No, I
about
think it was
No,
before.
it was
the
right
Dakota
before.
Tour.
it. We've had
Golly.
guests the last 2 times, so we'll have to do it on our own today.
Wow, that sounds like
Yeah,
you've
Bob
been at my
Harris
house.
was joined us last time.
Yeah, we talked about
We
the
could've-
Clash, and that
We
got
could have
rained
got
out.
Bob Harris. We could have got Bob Harris on again today
Right.
because we still haven't got the damn race in.
We have not.
Oh, we
but,
are going to.
But there have been a lot of races. There's been a ton of
Oh.
races. It's been
I think that
busy.
Ben could bring us up to date on the Dakota Tours. He was up there for the whole week.
It was sensational as always. Craziest thing, at least for me being here on the West Coast, Jamestown obviously kicks things off, and they got like 2 inches and a quarter, and you show up at the racetrack, didn't look like it rained a drop. Minot got, I don't know, not that much, and then it wasn't able to race. And then we get to Esteban, not supposed to rain at all, and there's a overnight thunderstorm that went for 2 hours. So the weather was kind of a little wacky at first, but gorgeous weather, great racing. Ethan Broxma repeats as a Dakota Tour champ. Angel Munoz had just a breakout Dakota Tour and did an awesome job and got the stock car title.
He's been winning since then, too. Angel Munoz has. He's had a few wins this year.
Yeah, he just won at Thomas County in Colby last Friday.
Oh, brown sugar.
I'm surprised Jim
Well, I
wasn't on the
think-
Dakota Tour. 2.5 inches. He's familiar with that.
No, that's kind of reaching. That's kind of reaching for the
You
stars
just
for him.
stretch,
at
you
2.5.
stretch it out a little bit.
Yes.
Boy, oh
It's more
boy.
like out of the hot. It's more like when he's walking out of the hot shower.
I'm not touching that one.
Neither does Laura.
The coolest,
That's what she said.
the coolest thing about Angel is just shows up open trailer. You know, the hashtag open trailer lives matter kind of thing, and got the job done.
He did make the highlight reel with that one pass that one night.
Yeah, they were.
Was that a pass?
It was
A little bit of aggression there.
Tires to the top is what I saw, but he got her done.
Is that you call it one of your wholesale lane changes? Is that what that was?
yeah. He made a wholesale lane change without a turn signal.
Well, you got to have some finishes like that.
Yes,
I think
you
Park
do.
Jefferson had one last week in the stock cars.
Oh yes,
Little,
that created a little
little-
bit of controversy.
Little bump and run.
Well, when you're racing for money, it's going to happen.
That's
They
right.
put bumpers
You know
and
what,
fenders on
Jerry?
stock
It even
cars.
happens when you don't race for money.
I know. Who doesn't race for money though?
Yeah, everybody races for money. That's all they race for.
Yeah.
They raced.
Speaking of
they
racing
just-
for
they
racing for money,
get
we
paid.
raced for money over in Nebraska a couple weeks ago.
Sure did. Joey Hergott Memorial
Albion on
and that too.
Tanner
Sunday.
Tanner Pelster.
We just talked about last lap passes.
Yeah.
There was one in Albion that night.
Oh yeah, that RTJ.
That one guy. What?
Yeah.
I think he races compacts or he races something else. I can't remember
that one guy.
Yeah.
what he races.
He's won.
Kinda.
He's won a race or two.
It was a good race. I
It
think
was
you,
hell.
I
Oh, it
think
was a great
you-
race.
I think if you look at that entire event, and let's just not talk about the last lap of the stock car feature, you just look at that entire event. The amount of cars, they're running 2 divisions of cars. The amount of cars they're getting in both divisions, 80 some hobbies.
It was like 107,
Yeah.
168 or something cars
Yeah.
in two divisions.
Yep.
Over 150 in 2 classes. Had it's the big. I assume it's got to be the biggest race they have all year. I mean, it's very well attended, very well supported, very good cause. And then the race of the night plays out like it did like that. It's pretty cool. If we could script things, we would script things like that. I think. Unfortunately, we can't script things. And we have some stinkers,
Good.
but that one was not a stinker. That was a good one.
That was a good one. And then he goes the next night to Beatrice and wins the first segment of the feature, and then goes to the back and comes back and runs second.
And wins the
Yeah.
modifieds.
And wins the modifieds, yeah.
Yeah. Why do we let
Pretty good for a rookie.
Yeah,
Not
pretty
bad.
good. Pretty good for a guy's first time in a
Performers.
car that
straight out of a sport
Yeah.
compact off-
Yeah.
and right into a stock car and a modified and runs that good? We really shouldn't let him have a license if he's
Yeah.
racing a sport compact too.
probably
I know it. We
thank
got to make
goodness
him
he's
just
not doing one.
He
of
pick a
those.
division.
Pick a division, yeah. You can only race one.
Rumor
Right.
is he's going to move up the sport mods later this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
But that was fantastic. I mean, the finishes and watching Ricky come through the field, and especially Beatrice, where he came from the back, was pretty incredible. I mean, it truly was. And if anybody hasn't seen it, replay package, it's still on there, correct?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going anywhere.
I would encourage everybody
Forever.
to go watch that race forever and ever.
Forever. I haven't even watched it. Not the last stock car race.
Well,
I was tired, and for some reason, I just, as soon as he won the first race, it was over. I didn't watch Victory Lane or anything. I didn't realize there wasn't one. They were just going to stop on the front stretch and pit and do all the stuff that they announced that I forgot about.
and the funny thing is, technically, he didn't win the feature.
No,
Right?
Braden Carter did.
Yeah, crazy. But no, I mean that whole situation with obviously with Ricky coming back and running some IMCA stuff, it's a constant conversation here. We always have people that think that's really cool, and then we always have people that think that's not really cool. So where we land, I don't know. I mean, where we personally land on the whole subject, do I think there's any harm in it? Not really. From a standpoint that Ricky's, Ricky's was an IMCA guy. Ricky
That's where he started.
came out of IMCA racing in Phoenix, came up here to Iowa, moved up here to race modifieds. That's what he did. He was racing IMCA modifieds. So
Why they get accused out to what people? Well, he's a professional racer. But then you got guys that are running weekly and regional programs that's what they do.
right.
So how are they different as a professional racer?
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know how you necessarily have a condition that prohibits him from racing.
He meets all the rules we have in place. We didn't have to make any special exemption
Right.
for him to come race.
He's not racing
Why
hobby
not?
stocks. He's not racing sport mods. The conditions that we have within our membership on what licenses they can hold, he meets it. So, what else do you do?
He bought.
You just can't say you can't race it because who's next? Should we let Ken Schrader race IMCA? I mean, come on. He raced at the highest level of racing for probably more years than anybody is returning laps in IMCA right now. Ken Schrader is in the Cup for how many years?
Don't
So
hear
do we
any
say
bitching
Ken
about
Schrader
that.
he can't race on IMCA modified now? I mean,
A lot of guys like to race him when he comes back.
Right.
Yeah. He's a draw. He's not a detraction.
And the same with Ricky.
Right.
I mean,
I agree. I think people like to race against Ricky just as much.
and the funny thing is,
He's just-
that it still
just
takes
harder
a
to beat.
talent. What is it? Garrett Abelson? Do I got the
Garrett
name
Albertson.
right?
He was there racing
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah,
Super late
I don't
model
think he
driver.
got out of the B. He won the Lucas Oil race.
Yeah.
Did you
3
say
days
Garrett
before that.
Abelson? Did you say Garrett Abelson?
Yeah.
Albertson, Abelson.
Abelson.
We'll just call him Wahoo.
Albertson.
Garrett, that Garrett guy, he's related
Garrett
to Chris
Abelson.
Abelson from Sioux City.
That's his
somehow.
little brother.
And but he wins the Lucas Oil race. What 3-4 days before that in
just-
Burlington?
A few days ago.
And then
Days
comes
before.
and
Comes and wins, gets in a stock car at Beatrice, and
He did not win
Unfortunately-
segment 1 or 2.
No.
did not make the A, I believe. And I mean, that guy obviously doing it for a living, got talent, had good equipment.
And I think that's what you fall back on. We have to fall back on as an association. You can't put conditions on there because the guy's just too good a racer. You can't have a rule that says, hey, he's. And we get into these. You guys know this. We get into people saying stuff like, well, okay, he's won too many features in this division. You guys should have a rule that if you win X amount of features, you can no longer race in the class. And in these ideas have merit at times. I think they really do. But in reality, they're very difficult to justify when you have racers who invest probably fairly large amounts of money in any division to be able to race, to then say he can't race it no more. What if they can't afford another division? So a guy who's racing modifieds, if you're David Murray and you win how many hundreds of features, you can't race them no more. You got to go race a super late model. Well, you can't afford a super late model. What if he can't? And what if Ricky couldn't afford a super late model? What would he be doing? He'd probably be in IMCA modified still, or anything
but
else.
With that being said, though, we did force a guy to move up. Matt Loaf moved up to a modified.
Oh God, you got to go there.
And I'm sure
What do
we'll
you mean
get
you
blamed.
had to? You knew he was going to.
We'll get blamed for that somehow, some way.
Yeah, I got blamed that I orchestrated the claim. Or
Well,
claims.
I was there, so
claims of yeah, because I
that's
told
why
you to
it
be
happened,
there.
because I was there.
I gave you the money.
So,
No,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But
I
you
mean,
know
that's
what?
a whole
Matt's
other
gonna
subject.
do-
We can
can
veer
talk
off
about
the
that
road
later.
and talk about that if you want. But
Matt's going to do great in a modified because he's a driver.
Matt
And
is
he'll prove that.
he's an excellent racer. We cannot. I think I've said this before. We cannot write rules that make great racers bad racers. It just doesn't happen. A great racer is going to be great in anything he's racing. You know, we also, on the flip side of that, can't write rules and make bad racers good racers.
Good.
Some guys just can't drive race cars very well. I mean, that's a fact, and I don't need to insult anybody. And if it insults you, maybe you've already acknowledged that you're a bad racer,
if you feel guilty, you know.
right? You know, but it is what it is. You know, I thought that swing of stock car racing in Nebraska was really, really good for IMCA racing and IMCA stock car racing. And I know there's some people that don't think that, but IMCA stock car racing is very, very strong right now. It has been for a couple of years, has been for a while, but it's very strong right now. You know, it's got a lot of momentum. It's what a lot of people talk about and race fans talk about, which we can't ever overlook at the same time, you know. People have to want to watch these cars go in circles, and a guy like Ricky Thornton turning laps in an IMCA stock car is going to bring attention to and more eyes, to be quite honest, to IMCA stock car racing, and the guys turning those laps at those events. So everybody benefits, even though Ricky probably benefited the most by winning. So, but everybody benefits.
I agree. Yeah, me coming from a sprint car background, there'd be, a wing sprint car series come in, and maybe it'd be some guy that races on Sundays, and it would pack the place, and it exposed to, that was the only dirt track race these folks maybe went to their whole life, and it made them a fan for life because it's like, wow, this is my backyard. I can go see this, or I can watch this on IMCA TV. It's well said, Brett. It's a win-win situation for the future of the sport and for some growth.
Yeah, dirt track racing needs nights like they had in Albion, and they need nights like they had in Beatrice, and how many people left Beatrice or Albion on those two nights and said, I am never going to go to another dirt track race ever again. I mean, I would venture to say not too many people. They were very, very good nights for racing. They ran a little late. At least Beatrice ran a little late, which is always problematic from a show standpoint. But when you got
236 cars.
Yeah, 230 some cars.
Or 31.
Yeah. So they race late. I was in Boone Saturday for the Salute to Vets race, and holy crap, there's 236, I think.
Yeah, there's 236 about it.
Cars for the Salute to Vets, and again, Jason Becker does a fantastic job for that Salute to Vets deal. I can't say enough good things about the effort of him and the group that he has helping him and the cause of all of that. And again, 236 cars in Boone, and I left the racetrack at 1 a.m, and I had a 2-hour drive home. So I think I went to bed right about 4 Saturday night. So
I think I walked to the door at 4.
yeah, your drive's a little longer than mine, but
It was a fun night, but I'll tell you what was so impressive, not only about the Boone situation, is you look at the car counts across the state of Iowa on that particular night. Tipton had like 140. Independence had 125. Harlan was up over 100. I mean, it was strong car counts at every IMCA track in the state of Iowa.
It is the reason why those California guys and West Coast guys, if they want to come out here and race, they come out here and race because they have a lot of opportunity. It makes a lot of sense. It doesn't make sense to me, but it does make sense to me, I guess, if that makes sense to anybody.
And I don't know if we want to talk about this now or we need to wait, but I think next year, in order to try to get a little more modifieds to the Salute to Veterans at Boone, we're going to probably put about 122,000 more to win, and that should get us anywhere from 9 to 10 more cars.
Good.
And that will be a really big effing deal.
Biggest race on the planet. Set the bar high.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Racers race for money. I mean, they absolutely. It's the only thing that motivates anybody to even be involved in this sport, even at the lowest levels. I think when you get a little 4-year-old in a go kart, the first thing he says is, "What's it pay to win?"
What's it pay?
I'm
That's
not
right. They don't care what it pays
I'm not
to
racing
start.
this, Dad, unless it pays $500 to win.
Yeah.
That's why racers race, right?
That's what I hear. I don't know that I see it.
The purse is a byproduct of it. I'm gonna stick with that because we can veer off the road on this one subject as well. I mean, I've been involved in the last couple of years
which we never do.
Right. I've been involved the last couple of years with paying more money at events, and you'd have to really, really, really sit me down and convince me that it makes sense to pay more when you get less cars, when it happens very consistently all over the country. So people don't race for money. They race for fun. They race for a good time.
Convenience. They want to go where they're comfortable, the conditions are good, they're treated well. At the end of the day, I think that's where most of our racers go, and that's why you see the tracks that are getting the big car counts are the tracks that are doing all that little shit right.
Yep. And camping kind of sucks. No offense to anybody that camps, but it kind of sucks.
I do 8 days a year, and that's plenty.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Why do people work so hard to live in a can for like 48 hours on a weekend?
The next time I go camping,
or even better,
closer to nature. Closer to nature.
They get closer to nature.
Now, I'll go with that because there are some very beautiful places out there that I wish I could take the time to see or hope to take the time to see someday.
And you can fly over them pretty damn easy.
You can rent those like helicopters that go over the Grand Canyon and Yosemite and some of that stuff. I see it from the air.
Let's just take a ride.
Look at how pretty it looks.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I do my camping during the Super Nationals also. That's my
The hotel,
8 days of camping. Yeah. Baymont.
You might walk through the campground once and say you're camping.
The closest Jim gets to it is looking at it over the fence.
It's a Baymont. It's not a Hilton.
Hey, raise your hand. I got a quick question. Raise your hand if you've ever slept in your car at the Super Nationals.
You never have?
No.
You've never.
I haven't.
You never have.
No.
Well,
And I'm not. We're not
I
talking
have to.
passed out in your car, Jerry.
No. I mean, there's many times. There was back in the day. It was just easy just to roll in, fall asleep.
I've slept in my car coming home from the Dakota Tour. I've done that before, but I've never slept in my car at Boone. Oh, well, wait a second. Maybe in the infield I've slept. I've fallen asleep.
During the races.
I've fallen asleep, not intentionally. But, yeah, slept in my car because I wanted to? No. Not me. I'm too bougie.
I just want to take a show of hands of our listeners. How many of you have passed out at the Super Nationals
man.
and slept outside your car?
I was telling Brett a story about me in a porta potty at Boone like 20 years ago the other day.
You in a porta potty at Boone?
Yeah, you don't want to hear it.
Did it get shook?
No.
Crazy.
You can't tease the audience,
No,
Ryan.
Yeah,
Go ahead and
that
finish
was
it.
it. Nope.
Come on.
Nope, that's it.
Now you're going to lead everybody to come to their own conclusions, assumptions,
Well-
why you were in a porta potty for 24 hours.
I wasn't in one for 24 hours.
How long were you in it?
22
Not-
hours.
Not very.
Okay.
Long enough to empty my stomach.
Oh, spackle it, did you?
That's what most people do.
Did you get a splash of blue back up?
Nope. Didn't get that far. Didn't get that far.
Did you get a Smurf-ass that year at Super Nationals?
I gave the walls a fresh coat.
That reminds me of that Jackass episode where they had that Steve-O guy or whatever it was, and they shot him in
Put
it.
it up there and they swung
They
that.
shot him in there like a bungee cord or some crazy thing, and he was sitting in it or whatever he was doing. Like, oh,
Yes.
man.
What is that thing that launches? What do they call those?
Slingshot?
No, it's like it was, because I remember it. It was like in
I thought it was like a slingshot where you just shot it up in
Yeah.
the air, and it went up, and then it just, and
Yeah.
it was the weightlessness.
the weight, and then it come out of it,
weightlessness
and
of
it.
it all.
I think they had
What
one
goes
in
up must come
Daytona,
down. Look out.
right there on the boardwalk in Daytona.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was. I think it was called the Pooh Shoot. That's what they called that episode. I think, if I remember right.
Yeah. Jackass. Good Lord. How did we get to that?
My vomit story. I'm sorry.
Right.
I think it is.
Ryan's
I'll own that. I
porta potty.
You
apologize.
vomited? Now it's a vomit?
Well, that's what I did.
Oh, you
Led us
threw
to
up?
the
What do you
poo
think
shoot.
I did?
I thought you took a big old heater or dump or something.
No.
Why would you even waste the time going in the porta potty? Just
I don't
let her
know.
just-
I wasn't of sound mind at the time. So
It sounds like you weren't in body either.
What else? We've had lots of races in the last month. July's got to be our busiest month.
July's been the wettest month here.
Oh,
she's
the
been
rain
moist.
has been wild.
Yeah.
It's
They had derecho warnings here last night. A tornado warning went off last night at 1:47 in the morning here in town.
Well, the Siouxland area had bad weather up there, and it was
Yeah,
coming
they're
down through northern
northwest.
Iowa.
But
Did you go to the basement?
did I,
Who?
Yeah, Brett.
yes.
Did you retreat to the basement?
My daughter woke up with the sirens, the tornado sirens, and yes, she was terrified. And Virginia jumped out of bed and grabbed the dogs, and they went down to the basement. I went to the like everybody does on a.
You went to the deck, didn't
I go
you?
to the patio. I go stand in front of right in
Check
front
it
of the
out.
sliding glass door, the big sheet of
Them
glass,
twisters come at you quick at night.
trying to catch it when the lightning flashes and the sky lights up. I'm trying to catch it. Where's it at? But there was none that I'm aware of, at least.
I
It's
don't
just really
think there
windy.
was any nadir. I think northwest, like the Mars and up through that way.
They got some
Sheldon, they
weather.
got like 105 or 6 mile an hour wind.
They said there were 60 mile an hour winds here.
Yeah, it got pretty
Wow.
windy. I was worried my flagpole was going to get ripped down, so I had to run out there.
What about your
at
what about your palm
1:47 in the
trees?
morning. They're still up.
Okay, that's
They'll
what
take
we
that
worry
kind of
about.
wind.
You're what?
They're mature.
Palm trees are used to that type of weather, though, Jim.
Yeah, they've
They're
matured.
used to
That's true.
hurricane strength winds.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I mean, if you plant your trees in the neighbor's property, you'll be okay, though.
Oh, God, here we go. I'm definitely not going there on this episode. That ship sailed years ago. So
You know
what
what
else?
would be
What else
nice
race-wise?
is-
Jim, you're on you've been all over the place.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you're like clear out in Pennsylvania, and were you in Indiana too?
Yeah, Indiana, Pennsylvania.
Michigan? Didn't you go to
Pennsylvania.
Michigan?
Yeah,
Michigan.
Michigan.
At any given
Yeah.
time, did you run past any Amish markets on your trips?
What?
Did you run past any Amish
In
markets?
Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Amish
I-
and Mennonite out there.
I don't think I saw any markets. I saw some of them buggy deals going down the road.
Well, if you'd have followed one, you could have went and got some good snacks.
That's probably Jerry. They go about 10 miles an hour.
Well, that's 5 mile an hour faster than you some days.
Oh no, but no, Pennsylvania was neat. It's been a while since I went out there. I went to actually Jake Maynard's dad. Jake, for those who don't know, is kind of the guy heading up all the IMCA modified stuff out in Pennsylvania and New York. Not only is he heading it up, he's doing just a goddamn fantastic job. I mean, I think 24 last week at Outlaw for a show, and I mean the numbers are on the rise. I mean, I don't know how he did it, but he's got the drivers happy. They're racing. Promoters are happy. It was neat to be out there and see this kind of resurgent coming on out there, and it's because of Jake. And I went to the Hill Speedway for the Billy Maynard Memorial, and it was really important. I think I get out there for that race, just to help be there for Jake as they honored his dad with that memorial race. And Eddie McKernan out at the Hill. It's an interesting track. You have to drive through some backyards to get there, but just don't hit the swing set. Take a right at the closed pole. You'll end up right at the track. It's the second. I think that and Grayson County
I was going to say, you just described Benny Busby's backyard.
exactly are the two tracks that are the most interesting to get to. That's for sure. But the Hill's kind of a throwback joint. I mean, it puts on good racing, and it just reminds me of the way things probably were a few years ago. So I went there on Friday, and then I did the total opposite on Saturday. Went and saw Rod Ort with the Pennsylvania Sprint Series at Port Royal. And, I mean, there's a track that's incredible. They've got the tunnel that goes underneath the track so you can go sit in the infield and watch the races from the infield. And they absolutely fill it up for their big shows, you know, the High Limits and World of Outlaws. And it's just a neat place. I mean, they're building more suites and they're building other towers. It's, you know, it reminded me of Knoxville, you know, with all the steel going up there, and it's just neat. Everything's paved out there, and once again, would we have 46 Race Saver sprint cars at this was basically a weekly type of series show at Port Royal, and the racing's just fantastic at that place. I mean, the track surface, Steve O'Neill, the promoter, the prep on the track was just outstanding. It raced good all night long from the first heat to the last feature. And, you understand how come he won Promoter of the Year just by walking through that place a little bit. And it was just really neat. And it was neat to see the job that Rod Ort and Stephanie are doing with that series. I mean, they've kept it going. Rod keeps it moving along, and the numbers are just incredible, and he's got a great perspective on how racing should be. And I think it really fits that area and what he's trying to accomplish out there.
How long has Rod been doing that? Do you know?
I think 1942.
I'm telling you, he was doing it when we first made the agreement with French and Race Saver. Rod was one of the key people that was involved in all of that. And he's been doing it ever since. And like you said, he does have a unique perspective on how he thinks things should be. He does implement a lot of that too in his series. So,
and you can't argue with his
success
thinking, because once again, 46 Race Savers at Port Royal.
And what did it pay to win? Was it 125,000?
Negative Ghost Rider.
Right. Well, if he'd paid 125,000, they'd have got 13
I would have
more
to
sprint
say
cars.
it was probably between 300 and 500 to win.
Right.
Probably closer to 3.
Yeah, it's less than 1,000 is I believe.
Yeah. It's like 300 to win, 150 to start is what it always used to be. Now, I don't know if there's any bonus money
It's crazy.
thrown into that event, but how could anybody argue with it with car counts like that?
Well, you've got a lot of things at play there. I think that at the end of the day, like we've touched on, when you get a facility like Port Royal, you get Rod, who has been a consistent figure with Pass for so long. You kind of make those connections, and I think the end result is the following that they've got. I mean, he does a really good job, and you're talking about a facility that, for people in dirt track racing, even if you've never been there, most people have heard of Port Royal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't hear a lot of bad things.
No.
It's a pretty cool place to be when anybody talks about it.
And it has to be
Yeah.
probably. I mean, it's the raciest, biggest half mile around.
It's a big old monster.
Huge.
Oh,
I think it's 5/8, to be honest with you.
And gets a
It was
following like that.
fantastic.
In Iowa, big racetracks like that, they tear them down and make them into quarter miles.
Mm-hmm. Out there, they just keep adding to it.
They just keep making them
Yep.
bigger.
I want that. I'm gonna buy the house on the back straightaway across the street.
I've seen
I was gonna
pictures of
say
that.
they got houses on the backstretch.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
it like a
there's-
Cubs game? People sit on
you
the,
can
sit on the roof.
Get rooftop
There
seating.
were some 3 or 4 houses where I guarantee if you got up in the attic, you had the best seat in the house.
Oh hell yeah!
I it would scare me a little bit that you might end up with a sprint car on your front porch,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it's just such a, I don't know, it's hard to describe. It's a little bit like Knoxville, but where you're right in the middle of town. You know what I mean? But this one's even more, in my opinion, in the middle of town, like you said, with the houses right around the track, and it was a great experience. But once again, we just can't say enough good things about the job that Rod and Stephanie's coming along and taking over more responsibility with the series. And just it's great to see people like Rod, Stephanie, and Jake Maynard, pushing the IMCA out there in the East Coast, and not just pushing it but growing it, and they have been doing that for a number of years. So, once again, I don't think we can thank those guys enough for everything they do for IMCA. And Jake Maynard's going to be at the Super Nationals this year.
Is he
So
racing?
if anybody, no, he's not going to bring the car.
Oh,
I think he's just coming to spectate. So, but it was definitely a neat trip.
What else we want to talk
And
about? Got some 141 notes. Want to talk about 141?
Yeah, we got another big race coming up at 141, don't we?
Captain of the Creek for
Captain?
the Sport Mods.
Captain of the Creek.
Yeah.
Dun,
We've had the Clash of the Creek,
and had the
King of the Creek.
the King of the Creek.
Now it's time to
Now
make
it's
the captain.
the Captain of the Creek. Do they have the Queen of the Creek?
No, they don't have the Queen of the Creek.
Well, maybe
Why not?
that's up for. I think they did have the Queen at the Creek about 3:30.
No,
At the bar.
That is the beauty.
That's not what I meant by that comment.
That's the princess in the. That's the princess of the pond.
the Princess of the Pond.
I've seen a couple of those over my years of being up there.
Yeah, it's once again, you can't say enough good stuff about CZ, what he's doing up there. And, you take a track that you went to maybe a year and a half ago, and obviously they were doing everything right. Then, CZ comes in and, and makes improvements, and it's fantastic. I mean, the legacy that the Ratajczaks started, it's just great to see that somebody can carry it on and not only, and improve on it. And, but it's just, once again, a great atmosphere with the bar. You have tables, VIP tables you can sit at. You have catwalks. You have a hill to put blankets on. You got every type of seating you could possibly imagine at that place. And it's fun to see where that place came from, where Ratajczaks took it, and now CZ keeping it going. You don't see that a lot.
I mean, it went from being a asphalt racetrack to dirt, so that was +1.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember when that happened.
Yeah,
How many years
I
has
got
that been?
blamed for some of that stuff.
you got blamed for it.
It's been about 15 years, 12 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I get blamed for the bad stuff.
Oh,
If there's any bad hanging over anything, it's got to be my fault or IMCA's fault.
probably.
So, but it's 141. It's good to see that CZ take over and do what he's doing, the way CZ does things, and then obviously got another. What is it? Queen of the Creek.
Captain.
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 I got
Well,
Queen.
Capitan.
I got Queen stuck in my head.
I bet you do.
The captain of the Queen. What you got
The
going
captain of
there,
the Queen.
Captain of the Queen.
Jim?
Jesus.
What do you got going there, Jim?
Let's change the subject
Yes.
real fast.
Oh well. So we've had a lot of weather. We talked a little bit about the Clash, right? Getting wiped out at Boone.
Yep.
So we got to reschedule about a month later, right? No, more than a month later. 6
It
weeks.
actually goes back to its original time.
Correct.
Right. Back to what we have for the last few years, coined the Iowa Speed Weeks.
And now it officially is Iowa because it doesn't go to Minnesota. It stays in Iowa.
No,
Right. Yep.
it's
There's a full
everything-
week of racing next week.
oh my God, to say
Very
the
full.
least.
Yeah, I think you can start on Friday next week and go all the way through.
I have a feeling
Sunday.
you could start on
Yeah.
Thursday.
Well, yeah,
or
you could,
Wednesday.
you could start on Wednesday and race all the way through. I mean, you could get like 11 days.
Yeah. Plenty of opportunity. Lots of money up for grabs. All of some pretty solid IMCA sanctioned racetracks. A lot of history. So
I mean, we start out at technically on the Speed Week on Monday at Alta, the Battle of the Beaver, and what are we paying? I think $1,000 for modifieds, and I think $2,000 for stock cars that night.
you know
and
what they
then
need
it
for a
moves-
race there? They need a race at Alta called the Queen of the Beaver. Ryan
The
would
Beaver-
go.
the Beaver
Ryan
Queen.
would surely
Ryan
go.
would be there.
I haven't been to the Beaver in so
Ryan,
long. I can't tell you.
we're gonna get Ryan a race car, and he's gonna race to
Queen
try
of
to
the
win
Beaver.
the Queen of the Beaver.
Queen of the Beaver.
It'd be the Beaver Queen.
The Beaver Queen, yeah.
Where you going? I'm going to
shit,
BQ.
sorry.
What's that, the Beaver Queen?
My mind's at a different place right now, Jim.
No comment.
Carry on. Back to racing.
Then Tuesday night, I don't think we'll have any beaver, but at Boone Speedway.
But there could
I
be
know
action.
I won't.
I don't care what racetrack you go. I don't think Ryan's going to have any beaver ever.
You never know.
Times. I'm kind of looking forward to the clash at Boone.
Yeah.
I think everybody
The
is.
34th annual.
Again, if the Salute to Vets last weekend is any indication, I think that the clash should be well attended.
And with stock cars added to it this year, that'll add a new flavor to it also.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see how
4,000
that
for
week
mods,
plays
3
out.
for stock cars, and 2 for sport mods.
It's a lot of money. It's got like a $30,000 purse, maybe more than that, between 30 and 35 grand. That's a lot.
That's a big one night.
It was-
Bruce.
It's a huge
It'd be
one.
neat if
one
we
night.
could have somebody from like Lucas Oil show up and race there.
Maybe. You getting that
You never know.
You getting that Abelson guy to show up again, Jim?
That,
making
that,
trips.
that Garrett
Chris's
Abelson.
Garrett Abelson.
Chris's
Making a
cousin.
trip from Sioux City and the 1X.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, so the Harris Clash, and I mean, which is always a big show. I mean, probably one of the IMCA's longest running, biggest one-day show we have. It's anybody think anything bigger?
It's going to be for a lot of people that have reached out to me and that I've talked to. It's going to be kind of the final tune for Super Nationals.
Yep.
I think there's going to be enough cars there to have that kind of feel. A lot on stake, a lot at stake to win. Everybody wants to win the Clash in all those divisions, especially stock cars where we've never had a Clash champion. So
Yes.
I think everybody will be loaded for bear, and the racing should be pretty good. Let's just hope the weather cooperates.
It's supposed to be nice.
It's supposed to hang on the
Yeah.
Starting tomorrow,
I've been
it's supposed
looking.
to be nice.
It's just been hot and sticky all the time, even if it's not raining. So
It'll be highs in the 70s, near 80 for the
I'm
next
looking
week.
kind of forward to the fall weather. We had some friends come up from Texas last weekend, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's hot up here." They left a day early because they said it was so hot. I'm
Chamber,
like, come on now.
Chamber of Commerce weather.
For Boone
80,
next Tuesday?
80 high of 81, low of 68.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, good week of racing next week.
Yeah, then the
From
next
Boone.
night after Boone, after the Harris Clash, it's the Salute to Veterans
Makeup.
The makeup race. Yeah.
makeup at the Clay County Fair Speedway.
Up at Spencer, which is
Yep.
again, that's always a really well-attended race too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
couple
So,
grand to win each stock cars and modifieds.
Yep.
And then we go up to Algona, Cassuth County, where the modified payout on this is $2,000 to win, I believe, but it's $1,000 for fifth. So it's a great payback, and once again it'll be good. They had their Salute the Veterans, and the weather really hurt them. But the track ended up being good. It ended up being great, and so hopefully they've got all that worked out, and that'll be a good show. Then we end up in the Hancock County Speedway in Britt for the night of 1,000 and 10,000 stars. 2 separate shows, paying $2,000 for the modifieds the first night, for the second night with a $4,000 bonus if you can sweep it. I think stock cars are $1,000 each night.
Jim's actually staying an extra day in Britt because he's going to go see all his friends at the
Hobo?
Hobo
Hobo.
Festival. He's going to
Yeah.
Hobo Days.
Ride a
on
train.
those.
Ride a train.
Yep.
I heard he's done that.
I'm not
Pretty pulled
good at
one
that.
time. It's like the engine. That's what Ronnie Wallace told me at Beatrice.
Oh God. Anything that Ronnie Wallace said, you gotta respond.
No,
with
I
with a
mean,
grain of salt.
I chuckled at it
Oh,
very
God.
much. I probably, back in the day, you could probably agreed with this statement, but there's no proof anyway.
It was Beatrice. We ran into Ronnie Wallace there racing Tronic was in the pits.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Is
we,
there-
bor- we
did a
borrowed
fight break out?
No, we borrowed a water truck from Tronic.
Yeah.
I didn't know Dave had a water truck till Sunday morning. I said,
Good
we're
Lord.
on our
What's
way
he
to
have
get
a
it.
water truck for? Just because?
Yeah, I think
Tree
just
service,
because.
I guess. You know,
Was
one
Ronnie
time I thought
Wallace
he
wearing a
built
shirt? That's what I want to know.
What's that?
Was
Yeah,
Ronnie Wallace wearing a
he
shirt?
He had a shirt
Yeah,
on.
he was. I think with age, he figured out he should probably put a shirt on.
Ronnie Wallace is like the
Thank
Norman
God.
Chesmore of Nebraska.
I don't know that you can.
But Jimmy, if I knew Norman Chesmore around here has always got his shirt on.
Wasn't he with? He's not the one on Cheers, was he?
No, Norman Chesmore's a stock
He's a
car.
race car
He's a
driver.
stock car
You're
racer
thinking
Not
Norm.
by
You're
independence.
thinking Norm Peterson.
from around this
Cheers.
area.
Yeah.
I saw Norman in Vinton the last time I was out there, a couple weekends ago when the weather wasn't raining. He had
Oh, it had to
beautiful.
be hot. He had to have his shirt off.
He had his shirt off. He always had his shirt off. But yeah, beautiful looking stock car. As I told him, my man, that thing looks nice.
He's always had good looking hot rods.
It's a really nice looking stock car. So he's a fixture over here for stock car racing a little bit, you know. And his shirt is always off. But anyway.
But yeah, Ronnie Wallace, Tronic, Dylan Smith.
That was all the who's who of old.
I know it.
I made the comment to Tronic. I said, man, all the who's of washed up Nebraska mod racers are here tonight. And he
Yeah,
says-
no doubt.
And he said, I'm just riding the
Murray was
Ranger.
in the pits.
Beatrice of yesteryears or whatever they
It
call
was.
it.
There was a lot of
Let's go to the brass
God, we
rail.
try to forget those.
the
days.
brass rail.
You never want to get rained out at a big race in Beatrice and go to the brass rail.
First time I met Dave Tronic was at the brass rail, and he was some guy. I don't know how it happened, but some guy accidentally ran into Dave's fist with his face.
Yeah.
And then out the door they went.
Well, I remember sitting there with Dave, and chaos broke out. The whole bar was one of them everywhere, and he's just sitting there with a drink in his hand. Turns, hits a guy. The guy straight to the ground, and nothing. You know, he didn't spill any of the drink. Just keeps drinking and talking. And Dave's one of them that I would probably put on the list of former and current IMCA drivers that you wouldn't want to mess with.
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, if he's mad at you at the track, don't stop at the gas station on the way home. You guys do that?
Yeah.
What?
Am I the only one that does that?
Stop at the gas station?
Don't stop at the gas station that's close to the track,
No.
Oh, no.
If I need gas when I go to a racetrack, I get it before I leave.
especially with your IMCA
That's
shirt
right.
Before I
on.
get there.
Change hats, change shirts.
No,
It's kind of hard to hide
as
when
soon
you're
as I
pulling
get,
the IMCA trailer and when you're me, though.
but yeah,
I don't know.
it was fun
I
seeing all
figure if
those.
they're going to do it, they're just going to do it.
Nobody wants to beat up announcers, though. I'm sure Marshalltown,
Yeah.
you have your moments where it's like, okay, I'm not going to stop at Casey's.
No.
You still going to stop at Casey's?
What I do is I just stay late enough and everybody leaves, and then I just leave after they leave.
Do you like the Joe Ringsdorf of racing, you know?
Yep. It's-
Get in the road grader and
Disappear for a while.
Yep.
Huh?
don't stop when people come out and want to talk to you and just keep driving the road grader. They're not going to run in front of the road grader.
No, I've seen that happen multiple times over the years with Joe.
Oh, yeah. Then he gets in his car and pew, he's gone. Good old Joe.
Way to do it. I did talk to him a couple weeks ago.
I've talked to him this year, too. Yeah.
He said he tried to call you once, but you didn't call him back.
He spoke to Jim. He spoke to my mother.
Is he going back for Super Nationals this year? He does once
He
in a
was
while.
at Super Nationals last year. Yeah.
Yep.
He was back up here in Algona for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good times.
You know, Joe's one of them promoters that it's so funny that, you know, a lot of people used to bitch about, but you go up to his tracks now, and
You're
the
right.
same people that bitch said, "God, I wish we had Joe
I
back."
remember the good old
Yeah,
days.
I remember
Yeah,
I was standing somewhere. It was me and Nick Meyer and Cody Connect, and that group of Algona racers that started racing as kids. And he says, I told everybody, you guys can bitch about Joe Ringsdorf all you want, but when he's gone, you're going to bitch louder. And we were standing there, and he brought that up, and he says, remember that time? I said, I remember it. He says, you know, you don't know how good you have it till it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, not that those facilities are not being
No, they're
run
still
well.
Oh, they're
doing
being
good,
so
but-
great.
They're still being run really well, but Joe had a way of doing things, and at times it's easy to question it because you're like, okay, why is he like that? But then after he's gone, you step back a little, he's like, oh, now I know why he was like that. And he always had a really good explanation. I always enjoyed talking to Joe because he he had a very business-like perspective on racing, which I think is why he was so successful. One of the best paying promoters. You can go back to the time
Well,
he
you
was
go back.
promoting.
I mean, he was paying $500 to
He
win
was-
mods when $500 to win mods was not even a thing to
He
think
was
about.
the guy everybody, the racers always referenced.
Yeah, and he always had like
Joe's
a
Tracks.
points fund. If you raced,
Yep.
he had so many promotions.
He
If you
did all
raced
kinds
on
of really good
Friday
things for the
If you
racers.
raced like at Britt on Friday, and then you went to Algona, you got a pit
Fairmont.
pass, and when he was, I mean, at one point in time he was running. He was like Lottie. He was running 5 racetracks.
Yeah.
I worked for him for it was 17 years I worked for him.
Yep.
So
You gotta
Joe's
be
to
doing-
blame?
Yeah, you're right.
What?
It's all his fault that Jerry's sitting here.
No. Actually, no. I know who I get to blame for that.
Toby.
Nope. Got a phone call from somebody's mom one Monday morning. Actually, no. You texted me. Hey, what are you doing on Saturday nights?
Yeah,
That's how it started.
So it's Brett's fault?
I guess.
Yeah, we'll blame Brett for
That's
it.
what Lottie says.
It's a rocket.
You know that we talked about Joe and people
You hired
saying
him,
that.
bud. I think that's what he told me.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
He only said it to me once or twice. He doesn't say it every week, Jerry. He quit saying that.
Oh, did he?
He
Because
gave
kinda
up.
forgot.
He gave up because the rest of the world did too.
Oh, shit. Well, I wouldn't be in racing if it wasn't for my mom, so I wouldn't even have a job.
Well, you'd have a job. It just wouldn't be this job.
No, I wouldn't have a job.
Would you be on the hobo train going to Britt to
Right.
eat some mulligan stew?
Yeah. Grifter, whatever they call those people. That'd be me. What else? What else can we talk about? Supernationals?
We got
Are we on that yet?
couple events coming up. We have. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried. I'm gonna be the first to admit this. Are we gonna have to run a B feature in any classes this year, Super Nationals?
It's getting close, I heard.
Yeah, I keep working on this. People keep registering while we're doing this. Any guesses on how many
we
cars
got-
we have?
803.
806.
Damn it.
So that's 806 Boone bound posts?
I was going to say
Yes.
410.
410. No, that's the episode.
What was the theme, right?
Yeah. I think there was 410
with the
like
theme.
10 minutes into the
It's
registration
almost
open.
It's almost twice as much as 410.
And Race Liberanti from Palmdale, California was the 800th entry. And stock car driver Cole Bentz from Rushmore, Minnesota was the 250th stock car.
Oh boy. So what are we going to do with stock cars this year? So what if we get? We had more stock cars than mods
Yes,
last year,
last
didn't we?
year, yeah.
What did it pay to win? Was it $7 grand? Did we pay $7 to win?
I think you
stock
paid
cars?
75 or 100 or something.
I know racers don't race for money, but I still think that if stock cars can beat modifieds on car count again, maybe we should rethink some of this purse issue with them.
For 5,000 this year.
Right? Pay less.
Last year
No,
we
only
had
300.
225 mods last year, 266 stock cars.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. No, I was just thinking, why not make them pay the same?
It's only money. It's
It
only
is.
money, bub.
It's only Lottie's money. It's not my money. It's just Lottie's money.
He came into some money, extra money last week.
you don't-
so
right.
there's some.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
He picked up about a $4,000 sponsor last week. I heard.
right. Yeah, something like that. But no, I mean, I don't know. Stock car racing's got some momentum. Like I said earlier, maybe we should pay more to win. Tone that car count down a little bit.
You know who the last
Pay
stock car?
125K, we're only going to get 59. We know that. So
That's right.
You know the last stock car to enter? Just a minute ago.
Norman Chesmore.
First timer, I think. From Broomfield, Colorado.
oh god,
Joe Bella.
Joe Bellum.
we'll see if Joe even shows up.
Joe and Lane are both coming. Oh, they're both going to come. then.
He said that for years.
Well, he's never registered and he's never reserved a pit stall. And I know he's been talking to Belinda about pit stalls, so I think
Yeah,
it's
he
actually
has
going to
been.
happen this year.
That is actually some of that is actually true.
Well, just
Yeah.
make sure you remind Joe of the dates of the Super Nationals, September 10th through the.
10th through the 17th.
That's it. Don't be there, Joe.
Where is everybody?
Why does it look like there was a race here?
The heck?
Well, there still may be some campers there when he shows up.
Ride in a porta potty.
We got the All-Star races coming up, and again, we have lots and lots of qualifiers that have got guys eligible for the All-Stars, and that's another one. It's like, obviously B&B and Fast Shafts, B&B sponsors the modified All-Star Invitational.
No, they sponsor the stock cars.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All Fast Shafts sponsors the modified and has for years.
I think like since inception.
Almost its inception. And then Paul came on board with the B&B for the stock cars a few years back. Gives away a chassis and a interior. And we were talking about giving away like maybe even a roller. I don't think he's going to do that, but giving away a race car, a cage and a frame, whatever, chassis, however you wanted to say it, with the interior in it. There's a lot of value to that.
Yeah.
In itself.
Mm-hmm. I mean, think about it. You win that, all you got to do is go get the bolt-on stuff.
Right. I don't know what that retails for, but it's probably $8 or $9 grand ish these days.
Put a new
prices.
Camaro body on it. They just slip right on.
I think it'd be extra fast with a Camaro body on it.
Easy to put on, easy to install.
Yes. Yep. We've got one here at the office. It's going to be extra fast too.
It's cutting out the hood scoop.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. But no, the All-Star stuff. I think we should do something for the time trials. I mean, we do time trials. Maybe we do fast times. Pay some money on the fast time guys, because it goes out in groups.
Yep.
I think the stock cars and modified guys that pay attention to the All-Star know what I'm talking about. But when you go out for group qualifying, we have how many rounds in each division? 5 or 7 or something like that.
Well, it goes a region.
It goes by region.
The first one.
So 2 and 5. I don't know. We're going to come up with some fast time money, I think, for the stock cars. Put some more money to those guys that are.
This will be their 5th year, too.
Shit.
We're going to keep giving Lottie's money away until he has
Brett is
none.
giving away Lottie's money today.
Correct.
Wow.
I'd rather give away his money voluntarily than let somebody steal it.
Wouldn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
But nobody steals at racetracks.
No.
I wish somebody would steal all the old
I think
tires.
I proved that wrong last weekend.
Yeah. I wish that people would just steal the old tires that people lay around. And they could bring them over to Vinton.
Why, you got a lot of those laying around?
No, I didn't race for 2 weeks and a wheel and tires showed up in turn 2.
Yeah, you're like the...
Did they practice during the week or what?
Somebody must have been there.
It's easier just to throw it there than it is to take it to the, whatever it is, Marshalltown
Home.
dump. The Marshalltown dump. Yeah,
Brought
you
it
got to
from
pay.
your house.
Go
Benton
home and
County
make a
landfill.
planner out of it or something, right?
You could have made a coffee
It's
table.
like $3 a tire to take them to the landfill or some crazy thing like that.
Yeah,
Something like that.
to get the tires.
You can take them with a wheel in them, too. I've done that before.
Yep, they'll take them.
Yep.
Take it to salvage.
So where we at on numbers, Ryan?
806 or
It
803.
just keeps going up.
806. 806.
Oh, and that's just so everybody knows that's as of time of taping.
It
of
is,
this, which is 11:09 on Tuesday, July 29th.
July 29th.
What day is it going to air, Nate?
Nate's going to get her on the air quickly tonight or
Could be
tomorrow.
the
Quick turnaround.
Quick reminder for everybody that has a reserve pit stall or had a reserve pit stall at the Super Nationals. If you've listened to the podcast this long, if you have not reserved your pit stall, you need to do it like as soon as you hear me talking, because it's going to be sold out.
Yeah, and remember, you can't reserve a pit stall unless you've registered.
And you can't
Correct.
register
You can't
unless you're a
register without
member.
being a member.
Yes.
Correct.
So if you don't have your license,
This whole
buy it.
pit parking situation has really grown legs. What turned into just, concrete is turned into, can we reserve these spots? Because I think it makes sense, because I think racers, if you're driving from California, you said we just had a guy from California, right?
Right. Yep.
Can you imagine hauling a race car from California to Boone? It just boggles my mind that racers do that stuff. It really does. I can't tell people how appreciative we are when you look at the Super Nationals and how people come from literally all over the United States and drive hours and hours and hours
days
to come to Boone to invest their time and their money. It does not surprise me that they want to reserve a pit stall and be prepared. And it just seems to me like that is getting more and more and more organized every year with what the effort that Belinda does on the pit parking, and we are almost sold out on reserve
We're 2
stalls.
weeks in. We're two weeks ago today. We opened
Yeah,
registration.
there's going to be plenty of room, but
And
I think
the
this year
overflow
we got-
area at the Super Nationals last year was as busy as it's ever been, and it sure appears that is likely going to be the case this year as well.
yeah. And remember,
If
if it's your first time coming to Boone, and you've never been there when the pit parking happens, Belinda isn't yelling at you because she's mad at you. She's yelling at you because she hopes you'll understand what she's telling you.
No, she's generally mad at him, Jerry.
Well, I'm just trying to sugarcoat it, Jim, but yeah, Belinda's going to chew your ass if you don't listen to her.
But she has the least thankful, the most thankless
That
job at
parking,
the racetrack. I could not
as a
imagine.
promoter, that parking is
She
the
does a great
worst
job.
damn thing in the world.
She does a great job.
He's
and
two
we're
feet in my spot.
If I'm not mistaken, we got somebody driving from Australia to the Super Nationals.
We do.
this year, don't
David
we?
Donegan. Yeah, he came last year.
Yeah.
That's a long damn tow. I don't
Yeah.
know how many days on the road that is.
Well, I think he had to swim for a day and a half.
He's racing somebody's car from over here.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I've seen him twice this year already. He's here till the end of October, I think.
One of the most visible things people are going to notice when they get there is the entering the racetrack. Right after the Super Nationals ended last year, the DOT of Iowa went out and cut the crossover out of the Highway 30 that
you can't-
essentially the north
yeah.
exit and entrance to the facility to Boone Speedway. They essentially removed the crossing across the highway, so the 4-lane no longer has that crossing right there that goes right out to Casey's. They just took it out, and it literally happened the week after Super Nationals last year. They went out there with the concrete saw and were cutting it out, and then people asked what was going on, and by the time they figured it out, it was gone. So it's not going to be there, and we're not ever going to get it back. So it's forced us to logistically change how we get people into the pits and into the facility from a hauler standpoint. So everybody will be entering in what we're going to call now the south entrance to the facility. We've had to build a road, or they're building a road right now, a completely new road.
Is that the
all the way
same for
to
guys coming in from the west, or can they still come in the?
You could come. So basically anybody that's coming from the east, let's start there, Ryan. Everybody that's coming from the east is going to have to go to South Story Street, which is the 4-way stop. To the northwest corner of the speedway. There's a 4-way stop right there, South Story Street. You're going to have to turn south onto South Story Street. And instead of coming in the first entrance, which is the main entrance we've used for as long as I've been around.
That'd now probably be like the camping.
It's the camp. That is the camping entrance, and that is going to be the van entrance from a vehicle standpoint. But all race car haulers and stuff are going to be asked to go to the south road, which is another, quarter mile down the road, roughly.
Yeah, it's probably an eighth. Probably
Yeah.
an eighth.
So you'll go all the way to the edge of the south edge of Boone Speedway property. There's a new road down there. We'll have signs up so people can see what we're talking about when they get there. Just follow the signs.
Well, you have a map that we can post on social media that they will not follow.
We've updated the map. So when you exit the speedway, after everything's all said and done, I think people are going to be going out that if you're coming from the east or heading east, you'll just go out the north exit that we've used for years as an entrance as well. But its usefulness as an entrance is going to come to an end this year because anybody from the east, and I think a good percentage, the majority of our racers are coming east on Highway 30.
And if you're coming from the west, you're going to stop at the 4-way stop. So
Anyway,
just make the right-hand turn and go down to the...
Yeah, what we don't want to have happen is haulers get down to the South Story Street 4-way stop on Highway 30 and try to do a U-turn. I mean, that's what we worry about because it will clog the interstate or clog the highway at that point because it's not tight enough.
So
for
what
any of
you're
those.
saying is the only entrance to the pits will be the South New Road.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
The map has been redrawn. We've got the map, and the road is in the process of being built. So
no matter if I'm coming east or west, I go to the 4-way stop
yeah.
and I turn south.
Yep, follow the signs. Hang a right, hang a left. It depends on which direction you're coming from, I
Oh,
guess.
you get to
You'll be
use those
right
new
there.
signs you used for remember that one time you had all those neat new signs made and then you only got to use them for like 6 hours?
Yeah, we had an issue with the neighbors one year, and so we were clever, and we made signs that looked like DOT signs.
And then the DOT
was
sign says...
Purely coincidental.
Yeah, way purely coincidental that they look just like DOT signs, but we
you made them the wrong color, first of all.
well, they were good enough for the DOT to call us.
Yeah.
And
Tell
say,
us, hey,
can
we
you go get those out?
appreciate your effort, but you can't do that. So
You know what they were? DOT type signs.
Right.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
IMCA type rules.
Now, if you would have made a DOT sign, they could have, but since it was DOT type,
Yeah.
And I think the good thing is that we were able to retrieve the sign and not get run over.
Right.
You still have those?
No, they're gone. Signs
No,
are
they're
gone.
down there.
We'll have new signs. So for anybody that's concerned about Super Nationals and listening, don't use the north entrance to the facility anymore.
and the north entrance is where manufacturer's row is.
Yeah, on Highway 30.
Yep. So where you used to come in.
Everybody's going to have to go to the four-way stop.
Yeah, have to turn at the stop sign.
Yep.
Go to the four-way stop.
Jerry, you're just confusing people.
Well, and that's why I asked, is there only one way in? I was trying to get that answer. And yes, there is only one way in.
I am sure there are people are going to be coming from the west that go past South Story Street at the four-way stop and come like they always do and come down that north entrance. But we're going to try to make that an exit only as best as possibly can and just bring everybody in from the four-way
I
stop.
think that's because you can stay, you know.
The
Logistics
weekly
of that'll be
racers
a
at
lot
Boone
better.
know the weekly racers at Boone know that's what's been going on there all year now. Everybody comes in essentially off South Story Street, so it's going to be a little bit of chaos. I'm sure a lot of chaos. Those first few days when all the campers and all the race fans and all the
Well, if the campers
and all the
go in.
haulers are coming in at the same time, there's going to be some confusion. But just follow the signs. We'll do our best to orchestrate that, and Belinda will more than likely be yelling at people, but
And you're out of your best interest. Not,
out of our best interest. 9 times out of 10, there's usually a reason for that. She gets an awful lot of shit. She organizes that pit area and knows where everybody's at and goes out there and does all that effort to essentially save everybody's spot that's asked her to. She does all of that.
Yeah.
It can be thankless at times, but man, I don't know what it would be like not having her doing it. She's been doing it for so long.
Yeah. When you go to talk to her, don't start the conversation of I want to or I'm gonna. Because that's gonna be pretty much the stop of your conversation.
And
with
pay
her.
attention to when our pits are going to be open for people to get into the pits to park. You cannot just show up. For those who have not come to Super Nationals before, you cannot just show up at 2 or 3 in the morning and drive right into the facility and park. The gates are usually locked. We have open times because once we get haulers that are parked in the wrong spot, it just becomes a really, really big problem. So
Yeah, because then that person doesn't want to move.
be patient. We'll get you parked. We'll get you a spot. And if you've
It's going to work
reserved,
out. It's going to work out. Everybody's going to be fun.
and if you've
I think the
reserved a
really
pit
good
stall,
news-
make sure that you pay attention to what's going on. And if you haven't reserved a pit stall, I would highly recommend you reach out to Belinda if you're listening, because they're
The
going to
other
be
part
After you
thing-
register.
After
After you
And
register.
make sure you got
because
your
they're going to be
license.
sold out. There's no doubt about
It
it.
doesn't matter if you get a pit stall. She doesn't get that form until you're registered.
Right. So
And
anyhow, Jim,
the
what were you going to
important
say?
thing is, I looked at the weather forecast. Upper 80s and sunny for that week.
That would be nice.
That's what it said.
I'm
They're never wrong.
I like a mid 70s.
I like a mid 80s up until about 4 o'clock, and then after that it just calms down.
It's down to the upper 50s.
Yeah. Well,
One
we're
other
over an
thing,
hour
real
already.
quick.
Yeah. What else?
Race Saver Nationals
Yeah.
coming up. Once again, it's going to be I think Roger's got over $150,000 in purse up there, 13 grand to win. They start them 3 wide. It's an incredible show. And those of you who are wondering, Saturday night, the Assassin Speedworks Women's Jello Wrestling Tournament will be on tap.
Oh, it'll be on IMCA TV?
Looks like Brett's going to be away from or the Prelude. He won't be at the Prelude that night.
Yeah,
And it's going to be the Melon Bar is going to be open to 2 a.m. and then we'll have some
Jello wrestling.
Jello wrestling.
We had Jello wrestling at Super Nationals one time.
Yes,
On the
we did.
backstretch.
I remember that.
We've had a lot of shit at Super Nationals at one time or another. But, once again, they just do a fantastic job. Roger and Racine,
They do.
with the Melon Bar and bands, and there is stuff going on all the time there. And, they're expanding some camping, for the campgrounds. We need to probably maybe even try to bring Roger on before the
do
big
that.
show.
If he's not too
Maybe we-
busy.
Yeah, he never has anything to do.
Right.
But once again, it's for those of you who haven't been there, if you can get there, get there. If you can't, watch it on IMCA TV. Usually we'll have the feature Sunday playing on the Jumbotron at Boone. And it's just, it's 13 to win, 7,000 for second, 6,000 for third. And I know Roger's got, a bunch of cars and some big names coming in to race this deal. It's $1,700 to start. So it's a,
Not only big
like I said,
names, but he's got a big LED trailer too.
what's that?
He's got a big LED trailer too, a Jumbotron.
Yep.
New to the Speedway this year, I believe, right?
Yep. Be the first year for the Jumbotron. He's got new lights up.
Yeah.
Something's always changing it. And the last I talked to Roger,
He never
French Grimes will be in attendance.
Will he be a Grand Marshal?
French?
Yeah, will he be
He's
the
just
Grand Marshal?
He's just the godfather in general.
Just the
French
grand
is the
everything.
Godfather.
Grand
Yeah.
Poobah.
Yeah. Now Roger just never sits still. Eagle never stays the same.
Oh my God.
Roger's always making improvements. I'm like, he's taking his Musco lighting down. What, month
Yeah.
or two ago? I'm like, what are you
What
taking
about
Musco lights
all
down?
LEDs?
He's replacing them all with LED lights. So just nothing stays the same at Eagle. He's constantly making improvements, and I think that's again one of the reasons why that event in particular and Race Savers in particular are pretty popular at Eagle.
Yeah, we'll have a pre-entry list coming out shortly on that. And but Race Saver, you can go to Race Saver Nationals on the Race Saver website, get some tickets, get pre-registered, and all that fun stuff. And I know the registration for the women's Jello wrestling is now open.
Oh, you have to register for
So-
that, huh?
I wonder who the queen of Jello wrestling is going to be.
Yes.
Do you have to get registered to get a parking stall too for the Jello wrestling?
I think they do have reserved seating.
They all attached.
VIP
reserved
seating.
seating.
Leave it to Roger. That's all I can say.
What else?
That's really
I think we probably bored them long enough today.
Yeah, we're over an hour.
We got to do some voiceover work anyway.
Yeah, we got to get stuff.
When
ready.
you're celebrities, you do those kinds of things.
yeah. Brett, how much voiceover work do you got to do today?
That'd be zero.
Yeah, me neither.
That's okay.
Nobody wants to hear my voice. Maybe my dogs, but my wife and my kids don't even want to hear my voice, I don't think, anymore. I think I have one of my two dogs likes me.
But, yeah.
You got like
What about
12
the cats?
dogs, don't you,
I
Jerry?
just got 4.
4. All right. Well, let's
Do they
wrap it
like
up.
you, Jerry?
What's that? Yeah.
Do they like you?
They jumped in bed this morning and said, "Get up and get out." I said, "Okay, see you, bye."
Get up and get out.
Yeah,
I've had a
they
few
knew I
mornings like that.
Yeah, it's been a while
Boy.
since I've had one of
Let's
those.
end it.
Yeah. So, with that being said, a lot of great IMCA racing coming up. If you can't if you can't get the racetrack yourself, tune it in on IMCA TV, and don't forget that replay pass $24.99. So, 410's done, 411 coming. Not sure when, but we'll be back soon.
Soon.
Yeah, soon. Sooner than later, or later than sooner. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.